Liverpool take on Inter Milan in the Champions League. Here is the team I would play for the big game. I can't think of any talking points for this game, really. Any big news topics going on at the moment? Listen, I'm going to assume Salah isn't playing. I'm going to assume he's not even travelling. I think he's in training this morning. I've seen pictures of him. But I just don't think you can say what you said in the way you said it. Whether you agree or not, I've done a few videos on that. I've done a live stream last night. Go to the live tab on the channel. You can find that one for my thoughts on it. You can't say that and get picked. I don't think. Listen, I agree with a lot of things he was saying, but Arne Slot will not pick him off the back of it. I will assume for this video, he's not going with the squad, so assume, there's my assumption, right? I'm filming this at 12:20 on the Monday. I'd love to do it later, but I'm doing a live stream tonight off the back of Arne Slot's Half Six conference. If you want to go and see that, make sure you're subscribed and come back here tonight. I'll see you then. Alisson starts, and listen, I think actually with these videos now, these preview videos, I like to pick and choose players and just like, he should play, not necessarily going in order, but I think right now that's the best way to do this because so many players aren't playing well, so many players are playing better than others. You have to get the good players on the pitch right now. That's for me the way we should do this. So I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did last week and pick the players who need to fucking play. Szoboszlai, excuse my language there. Szoboszlai, listen, this player needs a rest. He plays every game, 90 minutes, to the best standard on the pitch. There's a bit of player welfare that comes into play here. I know he's great, and if he doesn't play, we'll lose the game. But you almost think, right, when's he going to get his rest? Yeah, granted, maybe a cup game, whatever, but is this the game? Champions League game? I don't think so. I think you have to try and beat Inter Milan. And listen, Arne Slot will see this as his job on the line, this kind of game, so he will, best believe, be playing Szoboszlai. He'll be playing his best players for the sake of his own job, as well as obviously the club. Maybe if we're already qualified for the Champions League, the last game, maybe we do something like that where we rotate him. Look at the last year's game against PSV. Different circumstances, I know, but you're allowed to rotate more so there. Maybe that's the game he gets a day off. Jesus Christ! But he plays for now. Szoboszlai plays, whether it's in the middle, right wing, left back in net, wherever he plays, he starts on the pitch. I would go with Florian Wirtz also playing in this team. I think he's been one of our better players over the last 3 games. Maybe less so in the previous game against Leeds, but certainly against West Ham, I think he was fantastic. Sunderland, he had some nice touches, and he got his goal, I guess. Did that count? I don't know. He tried anyway. Listen, Ekatike has been great, and he's probably been definitely been the better of the two. Ekatike and Isak this year. He got 2 goals on the weekend, and you can't say that isn't deserved for him. What I loved about his goal against Leeds was it the first or second? First. It was a mistake from a Leeds player. Poor pass. And Ekatike were there, feeding off scraps. I've said this a few times with Ekatike. He almost makes his own luck. And I think if you are that persistent, that determined every single game, chasing players down, forcing mistakes, you'll get something like that that'll land on your lap and say, go and score. And it was a nice finish, by the way, in the bottom corner, bottom left. But he almost earned that. I feel like I was like, yeah, well done. You deserve that kind of chance because you've been trying to force it for so long. Really happy for him. And 2 goals in quick, succession back to back, much deserved. And listen, we didn't win the game, but he was one of our better players in that game. Ekatike starts for me in this game here. I would then go to, let's talk Konate. Konate shouldn't play for me. I thought he was so bad against Leeds. I said this in my live stream the other day. I was like, I think Arne Slot made some decent subs, bringing McAllister and Gomez on for Bradley and Wirtz, a bit more defensive, solid substitution pair in there. Only for Konate to go and smash into Gnonto for no reason. He would go nowhere and completely just nullify everything Arne Slot's just attempted to do. The way he set us up, more solid, away from home, 2-0, sitting on a 2-0 lead here, and Konate goes and throws it away by being stupid. I've never seen a player be more 2 out of 10 and 8 out of 10 ever. He's never in between. He's either fantastic or crap. I want an average Konate game. My God, I never thought I'd ask for that, but I am. Forget good, give me average. Konate doesn't start. He's not been good enough. I would start Joe Gomez as a centre-back. Listen, he's been good as a right-back. West Ham was his highlight game this year. He's not played many. West Ham was his best game as a right-back. And actually, it was more of a marauding right-back than I thought he'd be doing. I thought it'd be tucking in kind of thing. He's a centre-half at heart, so tucking in to make a back 3 kind of thing isn't crazy to say. However, he were up here putting crosses in. It's like, wow, what a performance. However, he's a centre-back. I'd play him there next to Virgil van Dijk, who I do not think is exempt from criticism. I think he's been so poor the last few weeks, yet no one's talking about that. And obviously, I get Konate to give a penalty away. That's a bad one. But look at Van Dijk over the last few games. He gave a penalty away. Van Dijk, he's made a few mistakes. He made one against Leeds where he just heads the ball up in the air, and then Konate's like left struggling. And then Van Dijk shouting at Kirker, shouting at Konate to put their ideas up, when in reality, not being funny, I think he's got to do better on at least 4 or 5 occasions in that Leeds game, among a few more in the Sunderland game. I don't think he's been good enough, personally. So Van Dijk starts the game. Obviously, he's our best defender. Obviously, he's our captain. He obviously starts. And listen, there are bigger problems in this team than Van Dijk. Hence why I'm not going into depth about that. But I think he deserves a bit of a wake-up call, I would say, among criticism. Left back, I think Robertson will come in. Kirk has played. I thought he made some really poor mistakes against Leeds. Simple passes. One of them he put down the line, it went straight out. Controlled the ball, went straight under his foot. So I would play. I think Kirk has had a decent few games. His last 3 games have been all right. Certainly compared to what we started with Kirkes. I'd bring Robertson in as a welcome inclusion here. He knows what it takes in these games. Right back, if Bradley is fit and if he's ready, which I'd assume he is because he played against Leeds. I'd play him again here. I think he had a decent game, aside from the booking. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Does he miss? He don't miss the game, does he? Hold on. Technicality here. He does. I don't think he does. He was booked in the Premier League, therefore he misses the Premier League game, right? Don't carry over, does it? It's well confusing, all the bloody bookings and cup competitions, and I think he can play. Right, so Bradley plays, and listen, I think he had a tenacious game. I thought he was all over the pitch. That booking, though, every week needs to stop. You have to stop doing that. He were actually dragged into this area of the pitch and then fouled. Like, what are you doing over there, firstly? It's like he gets locked onto something, like, I'm going to win the ball back, and just chases them until he fouls them. So, aside from that, I thought he was one of the more lively on the pitch. So I'd play him as a natural right back, of course. Salah won't be there, I'm going to assume. Even if he is, he won't start. So I'm going to go for Federico Chiesa. Now, if there is ever a chance to play Chiesa, man, it's when the other right winger's not in the squad, and it's when you're back in Italy. He knows how to play these teams. Probably, has he scored against Inter before? But you know what I mean? Back in his place. Go and play, King. Go and get a goal for us. So Chiesa starts. We'll work out where these players are playing in a second. I wouldn't play Gakpo. I think he's had a bad few games. I wouldn't play McAllister. I think he's had a bad few games. I wouldn't play Kirkus because Robertson's in. Who else is left? I wouldn't play Konate because he's had a bad few games. So the next names we can throw at is Gravenberch. I'll put him here for now. Gravenberch, Isak, Jones, and Endo. They are the 4. So we've got 5, 6, Szoboszlai, 7 Wirtz, 8 Chiesa, 9 Ekitike. We need 2 of these players to play in the game. Listen, Arne Slot will not pick Endo. Although we did bring him on the other day. I thought he did alright. I mean, I know we conceded. When he came on, I thought he made a few tackles in there. I don't think he were helped. Listen, he were playing in there with like every central midfielder we've had in the club in the last 5 years. Like, there were like 5 central midfield players, 5 8s in the team. When we got the ball, there was no outlet. McAllister were up front. So, do you know what I think it could be? I think it could be fun. I almost think what's the worst that could happen? It's my team, ready? Literally making this up on the spot. There. I mean, listen, he won't do it. He won't do that. And if you want to do this, then whatever. Then fine. I would go for 2 up top, 2 strikers. I would go for Wirtz playing in some capacity. I would go for Chiesa playing in some way. And Szoboszlai. And then to fill it in with Jones. Listen, Szoboszlai is better in a more central area. That's a fact. I know he's been alright of this right side here. I want him in the central area. He said himself he prefers to play deeper. Did you see that on CBS when he came out and said that? I'm not surprised. He wants to play there. He wants touches on the ball. He wants to get on the ball. Next to Jones, I think that's fantastic. I don't think they lose the ball between them, really. Wirtz, brilliant, kind of a roaming role. I think Ekitike could be more this side, running into the channels as well. This kind of combination's great. Robertson getting over. Listen, these players on here are smart enough to work out where the hell they need to be. Yeah, it's a 4-4-2 shape here, but it's not. It's, you know, there's so many things you can do with this. You've got this kind of thing, Ekitike coming deeper, Wirtz coming deeper as well. Wirtz having more of a free role. Isak always on the last man. Szoboszlai in these areas, and Jones sitting. I think this is where I want to be right now. You know, if we were winning games and playing well in a 4-2-3-1, I'd be going, right, let's play 4-2-3-1. And this has shades of a 4-2-3-1. It'll kind of be that with Ekitike dropping off Isak. So you see that, but we aren't playing very well like that. So I think we got to change something. 2 strikers, 2 natural strikers, I think is the way to go here because we're not playing well enough. And what's the worst that can happen? We can't play worse. Gravenberch, if he plays, whatever, that's fine. I don't think he has a great few games, to be honest with you. There's my team. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. Please do. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the vid. If you want to send me your team down below, please do as well. Send me the full 11. Don't just say, like, I think he should play. Give me your full team. I'm really interested to hear what you got to say. And listen, I'll be live tonight about, I don't know, it's at 6:30, isn't it? 6:45, that press conference. I think it could kick off. So I'll be live after that in some way. Do turn your notification bell on so you don't miss it. Have a good one. See you later on. Bye-bye. Oh, prediction. Liverpool 1-0. Have that, 1-0.